Welcome to Friday's mobility class with Tamara and the UC Davis Live Well department. So today I'm transmitting from this empty room that I am lucky to have temporarily, but I do have to warn you guys, the roof is getting changed. There's guys in the roof doing stuff. They're like drilling, ripping things off, putting stuff back on. So I'm literally under construction. So I apologize for the loud banging noises that we might hear during our class today. But we'll try to focus on our work and what we're doing. So today it's shoulder time. We're going to open up the chest and release a little bit of the tension up on the traps. So it should be pretty fun and juicy. What we'll need today is my favorite tool, a tennis or lacrosse ball. I have a tennis ball, but lacrosse is actually better. I prefer lacrosse because it's more firm. The tennis ball has a little bit too much of a squish. And a block, a yoga block, or a stack of a thick book, something that will be firm and won't slide. So we'll need those two things, and of course also a blanket or a thick towel, and a cushion or two for extra comfort. Okay, so let's come to our mats. We're gonna start really chill, really relaxed, and then we'll build up to it. So you can leave all your elements to the side for now. And I like to be comfortable. So I am going to place this blanket over my mat. Okay. Lay on your back. Open your arms out. Actually, I need to scoot forward a little bit. And just shake your legs up in the air. Circle your ankles, spread your toes in both directions. Hug your knees into your chest. And take the arms wide and rock the legs and the hips side to side. Or just loosening up and releasing any additional tension before we get into the shoulders. So really any movement here on the floor that feels good. Any twists that you want to do. Just to start getting the body activated. All right. And let's also move the spine. So bring the feet hip width apart where you can touch the heels with your fingers. And on your inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms. On the exhale, slowly lower the spine, one vertebra at a time. Let's do a few of these. Slow with the breath. And next time you bring your hips up, reach your fingers up overhead Come up onto your tippy toes and lift the hips as high as you can. Shake your hips a little bit side to side. And bring them back down, hug your knees in. All right. Come onto all fours. And very gentle circles with the hips. Moving, of course, also the shoulders. Release the neck, let the head drop. And go both directions. And back to center. Cat and cow. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round, lift the belly. And coming to a neutral position, keeping your spine straight will only move the shoulder blades. So push the floor, separating the shoulder blades from each other, and then bring the shoulder blades together, bringing the chest, lowering the chest towards the floor. Let's do a few of these. Keep your belly in, head and neck neutral. Great. And now we'll go side to side. So take your hands a little bit wider than the shoulders, fingers pointing out to the sides, and go side to side. Keep your arms straight. So you're dipping one shoulder and then dipping the other one towards the center. Okay, and now let's make it a little bit more fun, making circles with the shoulder. Like drawing a figure 8 or an infinity sign with your shoulders. And notice in which direction you're going, because we will change the direction. Change. It might take a little bit more concentration than what you think. All right, bring it back to center, sit on your shins, and let's roll the shoulders back. Interlace your fingers, press the palms up. Keep pressing, 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 high, high, high. And now rib cage in circles. Change direction. And release. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Press the knuckles into your sacrum. Take the shoulders back. Bring the belly in, ribs down. And now extend the arms behind you. And if it's very hard to reach your hands here, You can hold a small towel and press it behind you. Keep breathing. Belly in, ribs down. And release. Shake it up. Wrap your arms around you. Reach for the edge of your shoulder blade with your fingertips. And on your inhale, look up, arch the spine. And on the exhale, bring your belly in, elbows down, and curl in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, curl in. One more. And now notice which arm is on top. We're going to switch. The other arm goes on top. Reach for the shoulder blades. And 3 times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl in. And release. Let's come into downward facing dog. And pedal your feet. And we'll come from downward dog to plank. All the way to plank. And all the way back. Now let's do 5 more. Keep the core steady, belly in. Last one. And bring your knees down. And take a child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Lift the heel of the hand. Claw your fingers into the mat. And let your head rest down to the floor. Come back to all fours. And with your inhale, open the arm up. Exhale, bring it down. And alternate side to side. So as you inhale, slide your fingertips up the inside of the other arm. Bring your fingers across the chest, open the chest, and then extend the arm. Let's do 2 more to each side. Very good. And downward dog. Now take a small step forward in your downward dog. So it's a little downward dog. We call it Chihuahua. And it's okay to have your knees bent. We don't care right now about the extension of the hamstrings, but we do care about keeping the angle of the arms with the spine. So we're not going to be here. This is not where it is. Open the armpits. And from here, we'll do downward dog push-ups. So you can look between your thumbs, bend the elbows out to the side, and extend. Try to bring your nose to the floor right between your thumbs. And extend. Let's do 5 more. All right, and bring the knees down. Release the arms, shake it out. All right, take your right arm up, bend the elbow, and with your left hand, take that elbow and bring it back behind your head. So with your right hand, you're reaching for your opposite shoulder blade. Ribs in, belly in, breathe here. Release, and now bring the right arm across your low back, and with the left hand, take it as far as you can. You can lean over a little bit to really get it over. Lock the hand in place, and then straighten your spine, belly in, ribs in. And you can turn your head or tilt your head towards the opposite direction, to the left. Release. Second side. Left arm up, bend the elbow, and press the elbow back. Belly and ribs in. Release. Thumb down and wrap the arm around your back. Take it as far out as you can, lean. Lock the hand, straighten the spine. Belly and ribs in. Oh yes, and tilt the head to the right. Breathe into that space. And release. Okay. So this next bind behind our back, if you can't reach your fingers to hook your fingers behind your back, you can have a towel in the top hand and catch the towel with your lower hand. So let's start right arm up. Bend the elbow, reach those fingertips to the opposite shoulder blade. Press your head back into the arm. Left thumb down, wrap, and reach. Belly and ribs in. Keep your head neutral. And release. And let's go to the other side. There might be a little adjusting that needs to happen. And one side is usually tighter than the other. So if you need a towel on this side, please go ahead and grab that. And release, shake it out. Whew. All right, and actually I do want us to grab a towel. I'm sorry I didn't mention everyone to grab a towel, but there's one exercise I want to do on the wall. So let's all go get a small towel. Okay, so I found a small kitchen towel. And I'll tilt this a little bit higher so we can focus on the wall. Okay. All right, it looks good. Okay, over here. Okay, so we'll grab the towel about shoulder width apart with our palms facing up, thumbs out. And we'll bring the forearms to the wall. Step close, and we'll be pulling the towel out to the sides. So don't let it slack in the center. You want to pull it tight or taut. Keep the elbows about shoulder width apart. Step close, and then reach, slide the arms up, bring the chest towards the wall, and then back down. And keep pulling the towel apart. And it looks simple, but it's actually pretty hard to do. So let's do 5 more. All right, and release. How's that for the shoulders? Pretty intense, huh? Okay, and let's stay on the wall. I'm going to fix this a little bit. I guess it looks all right. Okay, so we'll stay on the wall. So come and take your feet forward so you can bend your knees and bring your low back in contact to the wall. Now, yes, our legs are going to be working, but that's not the entire focus. So it doesn't have to be super intense in the legs. Take the feet a little bit wide so you're very stable and you can get the low back on the wall. And let's start with the arms down by our side. Spread the fingers and keep the nails in contact with the wall. Inhale and reach up, up, up. It gets harder. And exhale, bring it down. Let's see if we can do 5 of these. Pretty intense. Let's do 1 more. And let's just fold forward here with our hips against the wall, shake out your head. Take deep breaths into the upper back. And come back up. All right, very similar, also very intense, but very good for our shoulders. Low back in contact with the wall. And this time, bring your elbows out, level with your shoulders, and bend 90 degrees. And we'll rotate to touch the wall with our fingertips down and up. And let's see if we can do 5 more of these. And release, forward fold, hips against the wall. And big breaths to the upper part of the back, between the shoulder blades. And slowly come up. Those are really good shoulder mobility exercises. Okay, now we're going to start to open up the front of the shoulders and the pecs. So bring your hand to the wall with your fingers pointing back. You can see it here. So my fingers point back. And start to turn and hand about level with your shoulder. Now if you're feeling a lot of pinching sensation in the shoulder, bring your hand a little bit lower than shoulder height. And open, open, open. And with your other hand, open your chest to try to look all the way to the other side. I think that the guys are going to start the drilling again. They were taking a break. So just bear with me. And release. And let's go to the other side. Fingers facing back. Hand to the chest. And turn, turn, turn. Open the chest with the other hand. Encourage the chest to open. Deep breaths. And release. Shake it out. All right, now let's bring our forearms. We'll bring our forearms to the wall. And if you have that block nearby or book that is about shoulder width apart. And if you notice, this block is really more narrow than my shoulders, but it still works. So we want to hold the block with our palms on each side of the block or the book. And we'll bring our forearms to the wall and try to keep the elbows shoulder width apart. Come low so that you can step back and bring your chest down towards the floor. And it's okay to bend the knees. Keep your head neutral. Press the forearms into the wall very actively, and now bring your ribs in so that you really feel this in the shoulders, not in your low back. And take deep breaths into the chest. And slowly come back up. Now you can deepen that stretch. If that stretch was already super intense in your shoulders, just keep it like that with your hands on the block like this. Now if we want to take it a little bit further, we're going to open the palms and hold the block between our wrists like this. And let's repeat. Elbows at the width of the shoulders. Press the forearms into the wall, ribs in, chest down, and open the thumbs. Open, open, open the thumbs. And slowly come out. Release the block and shake it out. Pretty good, huh? Super intense. All right, let's get back to the floor and into more stretches. All right, and now a very classic move for shoulder release and release also of the upper traps is thread the needle. So let's get into that. From all fours, inhale, open the right arm up. And exhale, bring it under and through. And get your shoulder, bring your shoulder to the floor. And now what's important here is that we're not crunching our shoulder towards our ear, but we're actually creating a lot of space between the shoulder and the ear. And lean back onto that shoulder. Lots of space here. Now the hips are going to tend to fall to your left. Take them a little bit to the right. And you're going to feel that twist through your whole spine. Now left arm, reach it up. Open, open, open. Turn the thumb down and wrap it around the low back. Reaching for your opposite thigh or your pants or your shirt, whatever you can get a hold of there. And take deep breaths here. And now just for fun, extend your left leg. And that's going to bring more weight towards the shoulder. Let yourself sink, sink, sink into the shoulder. Release the other arm, and maybe the other arm could come to the floor on the other side. And just keep yourself balanced. You're just pressing your body weight onto the upper traps here. So I'm using this extended leg as a balance point. So if you bring it out to the side, it's going to help balance you out. You can even hold that ankle with this hand. And slowly release, undo, and come out. So I'll show it now from the other side, the other view. Let's go to the left. Inhale the left arm up. And take it through. Lots of space between the shoulder and the ear. right arm up. And thumb down, wrap around, reach for the opposite thigh. And take your hips a little bit more to the left. Extend the right leg and start to roll your weight onto the upper shoulders. Maybe this arm opens up. Use the right leg as a counterbalance. And slowly release. And come out. I love that one. It feels so good. Such a good stretch up here in the upper traps. Shake it out a little bit, loosen it up. All right, and let's use the ball. Where is the ball? Oh, here it is. Okay. So we'll use the ball to massage all the space between the shoulder blades and up on the shoulders as far up as we can. So what's important here is that you do what feels good to you. So there's going to be different places where you're going to feel a good release. Can be like one of those like deep muscular pains that are a good pain. And I wouldn't even call it a pain, I would call it just intense sensation. So we're looking for those places of intense sensation and breathing into those places, really slow, calm breaths to encourage those muscles to release. Okay, so this is how we'll do it. You'll need to use the power of your legs to lift your hips and draw the body weight towards the shoulders. And we'll bring the ball just inside the shoulder blade, between the shoulder blade and the spine. So for now, we can keep the hips down, and you'll find that groove. So we're looking for soft tissue, we're not looking to press on the bone. And wrap your arms around you, and you can even hold the edge of the shoulder blade with this hand and rock in or rock on and off the ball. And then adjust the ball slightly to a different spot so that you can go all the way side to side, rocking side to side, up and down the inner edge of the shoulder blade. And if you find one of those juicy spots I was talking about, where you feel that intensity, maybe you want to stay there for a few breaths and pause. Another thing you can do here is support the head and move laterally, side to side. Slightly change the position of the ball. And again, laterally. Just using your body weight. right, and now to get to the top of the shoulders, this is where we can lift our hips. So I'm still supporting this arm, so it's nice and relaxed. And I place the ball right on the top of the traps. And there's not a lot of weight on it right now, but as soon as I lift my hips, I can drive my body weight into the ball. And breathe here. Maybe find another good spot. And breathe. You can find also some movement here. And different angles. All right, and let's go to the other side. Whew. Feels good, huh? Intense but good. All right, so we'll start low and rocking on and off. You might notice that one side feels different than the other. It's pretty normal to have asymmetries. I'm already finding some really good spots. So you can use any combination of the techniques that I just mentioned. So here I'm lifting my hips a little bit to really direct my body weight to a really juicy spot on the edge of the shoulder blade. And I'm rocking a little bit side to side to really get in to that spot. Keep adjusting the ball to where you want it. Can be also slow, deep movements. You're sustaining in one particular good spot. There's really no limit to your creativity here. Just really move in the way that feels good and where you need to find that release and relief. Well, I could stay there on that shoulder for longer because this is my juicy side. But we want to move on now to also release the front of the shoulder. But we can take one last really good stretch here. Oh, this feels great. I have the ball right here on the upper part of my traps. Oh, really good. Okay, and let's release that. Oh, you might already feel so much more space in your arms. Okay, so we'll use the block again, or it can be a thick book. And it'll work different with each body and each one's level of comfort. So also keep close by a cushion. So we're gonna come now facing down. And the idea is to release the front of the pectoral muscles right here, just below the clavicle, so you can palpate and feel this bone. That's the clavicle, and you want to go just below it. And we can go pretty far towards the center, but not all the way to the center, because that's where our sternum is, that bone, the central breastbone, and we don't want to go too far over the bone. We want to find the muscle between the shoulder and the breastbone, all this area. It's going to be pretty juicy. There's some really intense spots there, lots of intense sensation. So take it easy, go slow, and be kind to yourself. So let's start facing down. So I'll use the block to create some height, and I'll place the ball on top of the block. And again, depending on each one's body, you'll adjust differently. And bring a cushion so you can rest your face on the cushion. And I'm gonna try to wedge the ball in that spot, and then extend the arm out. We're just gonna breathe here. Just let the body sink in. If you need to find a different spot, go ahead. Any adjustments necessary to your comfort. If you change the angle of the arm, you might also find a different sensation, a different spot. Make sure to shift and explore different angles. You can also be making a pillow with your other arm and bring your forehead down. And let's slowly come out and change sides. Find different spots. Last spot. Take deep breaths there. Okay. Oh, I can totally fall asleep there. It feels so good. All right, we'll finish up with one really amazing restorative pose. So go ahead and roll your blanket into a thick burrito, either your blanket or your towel, and we'll use a cushion under the knees. Okay, and just let your legs be comfortable. Bring that burrito right to the base of your spine and your sacrum, and we're going to lay back so that blanket will be, or our spine will rest on the blanket, and support your head. So either a small cushion or any support on your head so it's not hanging back. And we'll just open the arms out to the sides and allow the shoulders to drop with gravity. We'll close our eyes and rest here for a couple minutes. And you can stay there resting as long as you'd like. Taking deep breaths into your chest and allowing the shoulders to drop towards the floor with gravity. And with this, I say thank you and goodbye. Thank you for following, for practicing. Send me a note, let me know how this practice worked for you. and I will see you soon. Monday for Mindful Mondays. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao.